Hi, and welcome to this tutorial on M2Q in Ableton. And in this tutorial we're going to set fader levels on your Magic Q desk using CC channels in Ableton. First, you can open the Ableton file we provided in the link below. So you have the same Ableton file to work with. And when you've done that, you can select the MIDI clip on playback 1. And when you've selected this clip, there's different ways of looking at it. You go to the piano roll, and then you go to the, instead of the notes view, you go to the envelope view. And when you're in the envelope view, you can scale by putting up and down in this region. When you're in the envelope view, you first select in the first pull down here, you select MIDI control, and then the first option here is modulation. And in here you'll see this pyramid shape, and this pyramid shape is MIDI CC messages. So in the background you see all the MIDI notes in the clip, these stairs, and this pyramid shape is the MIDI CC messages. So if you roll over the top of the pyramid, you'll see that there's a value of 100 in there, and this means that your fader will be at 100%. So you can pull it up, but yeah, we can't go higher than 100, so that doesn't make any sense. So we keep it at 100, and so at this point you can draw a graph in this view, and by clicking on a line segment you get a new point. So this is a way of animating your fader level, yeah, very creatively. If you right click on a point, you can clear the envelope. Right click on, and you can start anew. If you just roll over the dotted line, the red dotted line below, you can, when you click on the line, you set a point. So this is the first point, and if you select a second point, then you can make like diagonal shapes, like this. So in this way the fader would fade in and fade out. It's important to know that, so you need a value of 100 here is 100% on your fader. The fader is full up. And it's important to know that this value is sent 1/10 of every second to your desk, because the desk cannot cope with more messages. So this is meant for long fades. This function is meant for long fades. If you want to do really short fades, you need to program them in individual cues. But if you want to do a long fade in, so for instance you have a repeating MIDI pattern here, which is repeating in 8 bars, and you want to fade in this pattern, so this is the way you do it. So you fade in the pattern until you're at 100%. It is, this function of fading in and fading out is not meant for really fast fade-ins and fade-outs. You do those in the individual cues. So yeah, this is a limitation on the Champs' desk, and when we set the, for instance, Ableton can send this information at a very high data rate, like thousands of times per second, and that chokes up Magic Q, Champs' Magic Q. So we limited the data rate of this function on 1 time per second, of 1/10 of every second. So yeah, I think this explains what the setting fader levels using MIDI messages is all about. If you don't see this, you need to go to the envelopes view, and you need to go to MIDI control, and then the first MIDI CC, which is modulation, MIDI CC track. Again, this is sent to MIDI or playback number 1 because we are sending it the CC messages on channel number 1. We are sending this on channel number 4. We would talk to playback number 4, but we keep this all the information in one place. So all the notes and the fader levels are sent to playback number 1. I hope you liked this tutorial, and happy programming. Bye.